Lockhart Industries Duncan Limited has been in the GeoExchange field since 1989, and although its greatest success stories are those known in the residential arena, Lockhart Industries is also well known in many industrial and process cooling circles for first-of-a-kind and tremendously innovative projects. Aquaculture. Back in 1992, Doug saw a tremendous need for an economical heating system for aquaculture water in both the fin fish and bivalve fish industries. We took on the first project that netted a 95% savings in heating by integration of both heat recovery and heat pump technology on a large scale. These savings represented a payback of less than half a year and amounted to over $150,000 in savings for a 4-month operating period. Unique custom-designed systems that integrate a number of technologies not only simplify the operation of the heat pump, but also think for themselves while saving tons and tons of CO2. Lockhart Industries pioneered these systems on the West Coast, and Lockhart Industries believes in continuous enhancement and education in all aspects of our industry and associated fields that directly impact our industry. Thus, we stay out in the forefront of the energy conservation sector. This first system also enabled great versatility in first feeding, allowing 3 hatches of product, while at the same time drastically cutting down on the mortality and optimizing conversion of feed, so much less feed is consumed to convert to weight on the fish being supported. Whether your aquaculture system be a one-off or a complicated, adaptable heating or cooling system, Lockhart Industries has the ability to custom design a tremendously efficient, environmentally conscious heat pump for you that'll pay for itself in less than a year. Guaranteed. Commercial and institutional buildings.
The first law of thermodynamics is you can either create or destroy energy. All you're doing is moving it from one point to the other. And the best analogy I use is you could take ice cream out of your freezer and bend a teaspoon trying to dish it out, but yet you reach around the back of the fridge. The same energy that just came out of that ice cream is the energy that burns your hand on the back of the coils.
The beauty of the mixed application commercial and industrial building is that should there be a medium to move these blocks of energy from an unwanted location to a wanted location, then we will not only solve a cooling problem, but simultaneously we will solve the heating problem as well. These complementary actions can be facilitated to both intended issues and consequently for a huge savings in both energy and infrastructure costs. When these mixed opportunities are combined together and we simplify the design of an HVAC system in these multidiscipline buildings, we will then have a virtually inexhaustible and free source of heat for those other portions of the building needing this heat. While supplying this free heat, we inevitably also realize lower cooling costs, and thus realize a compilation in savings, many times in the realm of eliminating 90% of the energy costs in a building. The then needed size of the ground, lake, ocean loop is consequently greatly reduced, and again generating huge savings in infrastructure costs, not to mention real estate and/or ocean floor needs. Since virtually every GeoExchange heat pump system that is prevented from moving forward is stopped by the cost of the loop, this is a huge issue. Lockhart Industries is well known on the west coast of the USA and Canada for its innovative, unique, as well as time and money-saving ocean loop coupling. A COP, or coefficient of performance of 6 when coupling to the ocean, is almost a given. But when the aforementioned design concepts of the GeoExchange system are again incorporated, we generally have no problem in reaching a COP of 10 or being 1,000% efficient, thus eliminating 90% of the building's energy cost. Some of the innovative ocean loop designs that have won the praise of both the mechanical consultants as well as the chief financial officers are incredibly efficient heat exchangers, realizing savings as high as $500,000 compared to conventional loops. Process cooling and heat pumps. Lockhart Industries built the first fruit processing plant in the world, according to Chelan Fruit, with its 950-ton GeoExchange process cooling and GeoExchange heat pump system in Washington State. The selection of secondary cooling medium allowed us to place the relatively quiet and environmentally safe GeoExchange chillers right next to the product being cooled, thus eliminating costly pumping and/or piping costs. The now so-called waste heat was then either pumped back into the cold processing floor, warming the workers in that area, or it was channeled into the large storage pond for later use as a storage buffer in peak demand times. Further waste heat was then used in the wastewater processing plant to accelerate the necessary friendly bacteriological action, which now processed the water on site so as to reuse this water in a recycling method instead of the costly continuous trucking off site. In the event of no heat being used for other complementary purposes, we had a closed-circuit cooling tower installed with speed controls to get rid of unwanted heat. Due to the nature of its construction, we had the ability to not only speed control the fan, but also dump the water out of the sump in the winter to prevent freeze-up of the piping and related pumps in very cold climes. The use of the speed controls for all the fans and pumps allows us the versatility in this operation previously never seen. This versatility allows for drying without cold air, quick chill cooling with accelerated air and low temperature, and obviously low flow air with either low temperature for possible dehumidification or low flow air and relatively higher temperature chilled water to maintain temperature for low load conditions and very little power consumption. Obviously then, with different fruit entering conditions, these desired inputs could now be tailor-made for the wet, dry, cool, and/or warm fruit. This would allow us to optimize not only huge amounts of energy, but also generate a far superior product out the finished end by preventing molding from extreme high humidity or weight loss from extreme airflow, thus catastrophic product loss. The only system that will get you the safety and flexibility is a GeoExchange system and its inherent design application versatility. Lockhart Industries has been designing and building energy-efficient and consequently GeoExchange systems since 1989. Doug has maintained his leadership in this role for many years and, along with his other company, DigiCool Industries, holds several patents and patent applications associated with the HVAC refrigeration industry that he has been in for 34 years, or should we say, in front of for 34 years. Should you have an impossible cooling need or want to move large amounts of energy virtually for free, give Doug Lockhart a call. He's met the challenge and will meet yours with enthusiasm.